History is often stranger than fiction, a tapestry woven with events so bizarre and coincidental that they defy explanation. Among these, one day stands out as particularly enigmatic and shrouded in mystery: April 14th, 1912. This date is primarily known for the tragic sinking of the RMS Titanic, a disaster that claimed the lives of more than 1,500 people and has since been etched into the annals of history as one of the most infamous maritime disasters. However, what truly makes this day stand out in the annals of history isn't just the sinking of the Titanic itself, but the strange and almost supernatural events that surround it. Today, I invite you to delve deeper into this fateful day, exploring not only the tragedy of the Titanic, but also the eerie premonitions, the bizarre coincidences, and the astronomical oddities that seem to have aligned to make April 14th, 1912, a day like no other. The sinking of the Titanic. The RMS Titanic was a marvel of early 20th century engineering, a symbol of human ambition and progress. Designed to be the epitome of luxury and safety, it was hailed as the unsinkable ship, a vessel that represented the pinnacle of maritime technology. However, this hubris would prove to be its downfall. On the night of April 14th, 1912, during its maiden voyage from Southampton to New York, the Titanic struck an iceberg in the frigid waters of the North Atlantic. Within a few short hours, the ship that was thought to be indestructible was swallowed by the sea, taking with it the lives of over 1,500 passengers and crew. This disaster was unprecedented in scale and scope. The world was stunned. How could such a catastrophic failure occur on a ship that was supposedly unsinkable? The tragedy was not just a loss of life, but a blow to the confidence of an era that believed it had mastered nature through technology. The sinking of the Titanic has since become a symbol of human vulnerability and the limits of technological advancement. But, as we will explore today, the events of April 14th, 1912 go far beyond the sinking of a ship. They reach into the realms of the strange and the unexplained, hinting at forces and coincidences that defy rational explanation. Coincidences with other ships. Another strange and often overlooked aspect of the Titanic disaster is the role played by other ships in the vicinity on that fateful night. The most infamous of these is the SS Californian, a British steamship that was just a few miles away from the Titanic when it struck the iceberg. The Californian had stopped for the night due to the presence of ice in the water, and its crew was resting when they spotted distress rockets being fired from the Titanic. However, in one of the most controversial and tragic decisions in maritime history, the crew of the Californian did not respond to the Titanic's distress signals. The reasons for this are still debated today. Some suggest that the crew mistook the rockets for fireworks, or that they underestimated the severity of the situation. Others believe that there was a breakdown in communication or a failure to act due to exhaustion or indifference. Whatever the cause, the inaction of the Californian's crew has become a point of contention and mystery. Had the Californian responded to the Titanic's distress signals, it might have been able to reach the sinking ship in time to save many of the passengers who ultimately perished in the freezing waters. This failure to act has fueled speculation and conspiracy theories for over a century. Was it simply a tragic oversight? Or was there something more sinister at play? The presence of the Californian, so close and yet so unresponsive, adds another layer of strangeness to the events of April 14th, 1912. J.P. Morgan's last-minute change. The Titanic was not just a passenger ship, it was also a symbol of wealth and luxury, attracting some of the most prominent and affluent individuals of the time. Among those who had booked a suite on the Titanic was J.P. Morgan, the American financier and banker who owned the White Star Line, the company that operated the Titanic. Morgan had reserved a luxurious suite on the ship and was expected to be one of its most high-profile passengers. However, in a twist of fate that has fueled countless conspiracy theories, Morgan canceled his trip at the last minute. His decision to stay ashore spared him from the disaster that claimed so many lives. Why did J.P. Morgan, a man with a reputation for meticulous planning and organization, suddenly change his plans? Some suggest it was a simple case of illness or a business matter that required his attention. However, others see Morgan's last-minute cancellation as suspicious. They speculate that he might have had prior knowledge of the disaster or that his decision was influenced by some other unknown factor. Morgan's absence from the Titanic has become a focal point for conspiracy theories surrounding the disaster. Some believe that he orchestrated the sinking for financial gain, possibly to eliminate rivals or to create a pretext for a larger business maneuver. While there is no concrete evidence to support these theories, the mystery surrounding Morgan's decision adds another layer of intrigue to the story of the Titanic. Another famous death. As if the events of April 14, 1912 weren't strange enough, the date also coincides with another major historical tragedy, the assassination of President Abraham Lincoln. On April 14, 1865, 47 years before the Titanic struck the iceberg, President Lincoln was shot by John Wilkes Booth while attending a play at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. Lincoln would succumb to his injuries the following day, becoming the first U.S. president to be assassinated. The coincidence of these two significant historical events occurring on the same date has not gone unnoticed. While there is no direct connection between the sinking of the Titanic and the assassination of Lincoln, the shared date adds an eerie sense of historical symmetry. It suggests that April 14th is a day marked by tragedy, a date on which the course of history seems to pivot in unexpected and devastating ways. The assassination of Lincoln was a pivotal moment in American history, marking the end of the Civil War and the beginning of a tumultuous period of Reconstruction. Similarly, the sinking of the Titanic marked the end of an era of boundless optimism and faith in technology, ushering in a more cautious and uncertain age. Both events, separated by nearly half a century, serve as reminders of the fragility of human life and the unpredictable nature of history. Astronomical oddities. In addition to the human factors and historical coincidences, there is also a fascinating astronomical aspect to the events of April 14, 1912. Some researchers have suggested that the unusual number of icebergs in the North Atlantic that year was due to a rare alignment of the moon and the sun, which caused stronger than usual tides. This astronomical phenomenon, known as a supermoon, occurred on January 4, 1912, just a few months before the Titanic set sail. During a supermoon, the moon is closer to Earth than usual, and its gravitational pull is stronger, leading to higher tides. These higher tides could have dislodged a large number of icebergs from Greenland, sending them into the shipping lanes of the North Atlantic. While this theory remains speculative, it offers a possible explanation for the unusual ice conditions that contributed to the Titanic disaster. It suggests that the events of April 14, 1912 were influenced not just by human error and coincidence, but also by the cosmic forces that govern our planet. The alignment of the moon and the sun, combined with the tragic decisions made by the ship's crew and other factors, created a perfect storm that led to one of the most devastating maritime disasters in history. April 14, 1912, stands out as a day marked not only by the tragic sinking of the Titanic, but also by a series of strange and uncanny events that defy easy explanation. From the eerie predictions made in Morgan Robertson's novel to the mysterious role of the Californian, the last-minute decision of J.P. Morgan, the historical coincidence with Lincoln's assassination, and the possible influence of astronomical forces, the story of the Titanic is woven with threads of mystery and intrigue. As we reflect on these events, we are reminded of the complex and often unpredictable nature of history. The sinking of the Titanic was not just a tragedy, but a convergence of fate, coincidence, and perhaps even forces beyond our understanding. It serves as a powerful reminder of the fragility of human life and the limits of our control over the world around us. April 14, 1912, will forever be remembered as a day of loss and sorrow, but also as a day that challenges our understanding of the world and our place in it. This has been Histo Histo. We have a lot more amazing and bizarre history videos to come. Subscribe today, and until next time.